Hi everyone, welcome back. I am doing another tutorial. Didn't think I would be, but I am. But today I'm going to basically focus on eyes, and I'm going to do a stronger, more smoky eye look. I will get started. I've got a little bit of base on already. Actually the same base that I used the other day. So the Sunday Riley eye cream. And I've used the Face&Body in C5, just buffed all over. I'm going to be finishing skin after, so I'm going to do eyes. Now, when you're doing a stronger eye look, if you're using quite strong colours or anything that's sparkly or anything that's dark or really strong pigmented, it does make sense to do your eye makeup first and then do your base after. And the only reason for this is if you're using, like say, loose powder or anything that's, like I said, sparkly. Basically, if you get any little bits that drop, any bits of the product that drop down onto the cheeks, you can wipe it away. But if you've obviously done your base, then you're going to ruin a lovely foundation that you've just spent ages doing. So yeah, if you do your eyes first, then you're not going to ruin any base. I'm obviously really used to doing my eyes. I've done it for years, so I'm quite confident that I don't, I'm not going to mess up my base too much. So I still will do a little bit and then top up after. Okay, so we'll get started. First thing I'm going to put on my eyes is a base, like a primer basically. If you think about it in terms of when you do a primer on your skin, you put the primer on so that the makeup stays on longer, right? So if you do the same with your eyes, then it's making your eyeshadow stay on longer. It stops it from creasing as well and keeps the colour nice and strong throughout the day. So the first base that I'm going to use today is one of these little cream eyeshadow products from Danessa Myricks, and this is a colorfIx 24-hour cream pigment. This is number 7 and it's called Nude. They're amazing. They're super, super, super intense. So I'm just going to take honestly, you need like the tiniest amounts. What I'm going to use is like a little kind of buffer brush like that, like a little blender. And it's super, super pigmented, so you only need to use like a tiny bit at a time. But this is going to act as like a base for my eyeshadow. So you've got your product on the brush there. So you just start like this. And then you're just buffing it in, basically, just blending it all over the eye. Now, I'm just going to do a little bit while I've got a lot on the brush. I'm going to do this side as well. Now, any colour like this, anything with a orangey, yellowy, kind of goldish undertone is amazing on blue or green eyes. It's very complimentary because it's an opposite tone. But also with brown eyes, it's the same colour family as brown eyes, so it's easy for brown eyes to wear this colour as well. And then I'm taking a smaller brush, a little one like that, like a little pointy. I'll put, after this video, I'll post all of the products and all the brushes and everything that I use. So with this little one, you're going to do exactly the same, but just coming under the eye like that. So any eyeshadow or any product that you're using underneath, it's going to stay because you've primed it. I'm going to use an eyeshadow from this amazing palette from Too Faced. Yeah, you can see. So the palette itself is called Natural Lust, and the colour that I'm going to use is called Sassy Brassy. So it's just, if you can see it, it's that one there. It's like a bronzy gold. So I'm using a little flat brush now, like a smaller dome-shaped brush. So the first place that you put your brush down, that's where you're going to get your strongest colour payoff. So that's where you're going to get the most amount of pigment first. So place the brush straight down in the centre, right in the middle there. And can you see how I'm kind of patting the colour on? So pat it on all over and just get that whole lid area like a dome shaped. And I'm going to use the same colour with the same brush just underneath like that. And this brush this is a MAC brush. It's slightly tapered, it's slightly kind of thinner at the top, so you can push the brush right under the lash line. Okay, next step is using the NARS blender brush. So this is the same brush that I actually used on the other tutorial. And for this now, I'm going to use the same palette, and I'm going to use this colour here, which is called Set in Stone, which is like again like a tan brown, but this time it's a matte colour. So you're going to start right in the corner there. That's where you're going to have it darkest and strongest, yeah? And then you're basically just working it back. Now, don't put too much pressure down on the brush, so you're not kind of doing that and pushing it into the skin. If you don't hold it too close to the top, hold it here. And then you're kind of, it's just like a real gentle, like tickling the skin. So yeah, you're not going down too strong with the pressure. And then you can kind of, so when you see your eye shape, you kind of want to just extend that shape. So can you see how I'm bringing it a little bit lower than the eye, a little bit under there, and then winging it out a little bit as well. And there's different shapes that you can do. You can do quite a circular smoky eye, where you'd keep it tighter in here and you'd bring it a little bit lower and maybe a bit higher up here. Or you can do a more winged effect, so you can bring the colour out more to the side, maybe like not as high up here under the brow. And then again, just like back and forth, like that. Okay, so once you've got the 2 eyeshadows on there, next I'm gonna use this NARS palette, and it's a newbie. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's Afterglow, the name of it, and just look at, I've not even used it. Look how gorgeous these colours are. You can see, absolutely amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna use a little bit of this colour here, and I'm gonna take a bigger brush this time, like this little ginger guy, and I'm gonna get my shadow on the brush there. Again, this one's sparkly, so this one is a little bit looser. The pigment's not as pressed into the shadow, so this one will be a little bit messier. So give it a little shake, and then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pat that colour into the centre, like so. And again, same on the other side. So I'm just gonna pat it like that in the centre. And then you can take a little bit just there in the inner corners as well, just to give a little bit of a brightening effect. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use is a pencil eyeliner. Now I'm not going to do like a black liner along the top, because with this look I want to keep it quite blended and smoky and all like really, really blended together. I don't want to have black liner because I don't want it to look too dark and harsh in the centre. The pencil liner that I'm going to use is literally the best colour in the world. It's my all-time favourite. I just bought a new one recently because I was down to about this big. It's MAC pencil, MAC kohl pencil, regular kohl pencil, and it's called Costa riche. So it's a real, like, I'll show you the colour there on my hand. It's a real kind of like reddy brown, you can see that. And yeah, basically inside the eye, I'm going to use it just in the waterline in here, against like a bluey greeny eye. Amazing. It's got a little tone of red to it, but not too much where like it looks like your eyes are bleeding. So I'm just going to pull my lid down a little bit here with my finger, and then just literally colour that little area in there. Hopefully you can see that. And can you see how it just gives that amazing like pow to your eye? You can as well, if you wanted to, you could put it like along the top, you know, kind of like a little bit in here, just in the corners. I'll just do a little bit now just to show you. Just like a little bit, say there, and then same on the other side. But I don't want to take the liner all the way across the lid, because I really like to keep you know when you do eyeliner along the lid, sometimes it kind of closes the eyes in and all you can see is kind of dark, whereas I want to keep it so you see a lot of that gold on the lid, so when your eyes are open you see a lot of that light colour. Now remember I said about my eyelashes being super straight, so obviously I've already curled them a little bit. I'll just give them another quick little curl. Always curl your lashes before your mascara. I've done that mistake a couple of times where you kind of get your lashes stuck to this thing and then it's literally like a torture device trying to peel your lashes off. Okay, so the mascara that I'm going to use on this is a MAC mascara in Extreme Dimension Lash, it's called, and it's got a similar comb to the other mascara that I used in the first tutorial, the Max Factor one. It's like the kind of silicone material, but this I always like scrape loads of mascara off, you know, like on the little neck of the tube. I always do that because I always find that they grab loads of mascara and you don't need that much. So yeah, a little bit of this mascara just to finish off these eyes. Now this mascara is a lot more dramatic than the Max Factor one. Okay, and a little bit on the bottom as well. I generally always do the bottom lashes. I know some people don't, but I always put a little bit on, especially when you're doing like a dark smoky eye like this, because it really does just define the whole eye shape. Okay, so next is eyebrows, my favourite. Again, give them a little brush up first. I'm actually just using one of the little disposable lash ones to brush up. They're really good actually, I love them. Okay, so again, I'm using the same pencil that I used on the other tutorial, which was the MAC one in colour Spiked, which is kind of a medium to dark brown. Now I think when you're doing quite a strong smoky eye or any kind of eye look, you kind of want to like tone down your eyebrows a little bit, like not go too dark or too strong, just because you want all the focus to be on the eyes, and if you're doing like a really strong eye and then you've got a really strong eyebrow, it can be a lot. Okay, and then just give your brows a little brush after you've penciled them, just to kind of take that little bit of that kind of top layer of product out, just so it doesn't look too dark and too filled in. All-time favourite brow gel, this is for clear, so I've got one with colour which I love as well, which is this guy, which is the little Tom Ford fibre gel. A little bit more on the expensive side, this one, but it's a really nice brow gel. It's got tiny little like natural fibres in it, so when you use it, it almost looks make the brows look a little bit more 3D. That's amazing. That colour is taupe that I use. But if you want just a clear brow gel, this brow gel from Benefit, it's the 24-hour brow setter, and literally those bad boys ain't going anywhere. So I would brush them up like that and go back through the hair backwards like that, just to really coat all of the brow, and then you can just groom it into place as so. Now sometimes you don't want them to be like right up like electrocuted cats on your face. Done the eyes, we've done mascara, eyeliner, brows. We're going to finish the skin off. Okay, so the bronzer I'm going to use is the NARS Laguna liquid bronzer, and just give it a good shake before you use it. And it's just going to use it in, it's quite runny this one, so I'm going to actually put it like into the palm of my hand, just so it doesn't go absolutely everywhere. I'm going to use this brush from MAC, which is a foundation brush. It's a stippling brush, so it's half synthetic, half real hair. So it's great for liquids, creams and powders. It's kind of quite a universal brush. And I'm just going to take a little bit on my brush there, but kind of like buff it into your hand a little bit, so you kind of take the excess off a little bit. So looking at the cheek, you're going to kind of blend it over the cheek, like so. And a little bit into the temples. Smile at yourself in the mirror. I absolutely adore this brand. So Ilia Beauty is called here, this super sleek, amazing packaging. And these are the little multi-purpose sticks. So you can use them on the eyes, on the cheeks, on the lips, everything. They're super hydrating. You can see there, this is a really lovely kind of natural pinky colour. And it's got that gorgeous kind of creamy texture and a nice shine for the skin. So what I'm actually going to do with this, because I don't want to use too much, I'm going to like rub it onto the back of my hand like so. And then I'm going to use a little brush just to buff it in. So smile at yourself. And then you're just kind of going to dab it in like that. And a little bit more. Now you can just go directly onto the skin like that. Can you see? You can just put it on and then buff it in with your brush or your finger. Really easy. Now, I'm not a massive highlighter person on myself. I like a glowy, creamy highlighter, but I don't like to use anything too metallic or glittery or shiny, not on my own skin. But I am going to just show you this newbie that I got, which is the new Chanel Balm Essential Golden Light, it's called. It's their new colour for spring, summer, and I don't know if you can just see, it's just a real warm, slightly goldeny colour, but it's so shiny. It's amazing. So again, same thing, you can just put it on directly from the stick, or you can just, I'm just going to use my fingers this time, so a tiny bit, just dab it like from your hand, and then I'm just going to do this and like dab it onto my, can you see how you just get a really, really pretty shine? A little bit on the Cupid's bow. Then after this, what I would do, just to add that little bit more moisture to the skin, is I love the GODDESS Beauty Elixir, this face spritz. And so what I would do after I've done my makeup, I just need to put something on my lips, but after I've done everything on the skin and the eyes, just give it a little spritz like that. Oh my God, it smells so good. It's like a eucalyptus, mint, and I think it's got orange flower in it as well. It's so nice. And what it does is it just settles into the skin, and it just gives your skin that little bit of a dewy look. You know, sometimes if you've like powdered too much and you look about at 85, it just kind of gives you a little bit of moisture. Oh, I tell you what, I'm just gonna add a little bit of the Touche brightener, so I didn't use any concealer yet. A little bit here, a little bit here, and on that guy there. That is really obvious to me right now on the camera. I don't know if it is to you. So just a little bit of the Touche. I've actually used quite a lot there. Around the nose. And then if you've used quite a lot, like me, you can just use a brush and kind of buff it in. The last thing I'm going to use is one of the Ilia Beauty, the same brand that I used with the multi-purpose stick, and this is called Nobody's Baby, and it is their lip balm sticks, actually called tinted lip conditioner. They're super hydrating with just a touch of colour, which I love because I don't like, I said before, anything too strong on my lips. So nice. And when you go in with a strong eye, I don't think you need to go too mad on the lips. A little bit of colour is nice. And if you're a lip liner person and you want to just give yourself a little bit of an edge too, that's cool. I prefer just to have it more natural. Yeah, and that's it. So that is my stronger smoky eye tutorial complete. Hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know if you've got any questions or anything that I didn't explain properly and you want to know more. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching.